Hello, Riley and I are back here. Today is Tuesday, April 30th, and we now have finalized our plans to start the AT. So the plan is that we're actually driving down to Amicalola Falls State Park tomorrow. So that's May 1st, and we're going to be going with my dad. We're all driving down together, and then we should get there probably late afternoon, probably early evening, and we'll spend the night there, and then we should be able to start hiking on the approach trail on Thursday, which would be May 2nd. So the last video that I did was a couple weeks ago, and since then I've received all the remaining gear that I had purchased. And so my purpose today is just to review all the gear that we're taking. And so I got my pack all set up. Let me show the pack here. Yeah, so this is the pack. I have a Z-Packs, I believe it's an Arc Haul pack. And I'm just gonna kind of open the pack up and set everything out, and then just go through the items one by one. All right, so welcome back. I got all my gear laid out here. And I forgot to mention just before that I weighed my pack just a little while ago with everything in it, including my food, and it came out to 30 pounds exactly. And I currently have 13 pounds of food in my bear canister. So that corresponds to, I guess, about a 17-pound base weight. So I'm just gonna step through each of the items here. Just looking at this, my first impression is that it seems like less than what I remember when I was packing up everything, because it took me a long time to go through everything and decide what I wanted to take. And now that it's all in front of me, it just doesn't seem like all that much. But anyway, so let's start here in the top right. So that's my pack, which I already showed. I got that pack. I've had the pack for a while. I got it in 2018 and used it on my last AT hike. I believe it's an Arc Haul, I said. But I'm not up to date on all the latest Z-Packs pack models. I'm sure they've made many changes since I got this pack in 2018. But it's held up fairly well, and I'm still able to use it. I believe it's a 42-liter pack, which is not super big. But I actually got a larger pack, an Osprey 100-liter, thinking that I would be able to use the extra, or thinking that I would need the extra space. And when I compared the two packs, I realized that I really wasn't able to, it didn't seem like I was able to fit that much more in the 100-liter pack compared to the Z-Packs pack that I have. So I just decided to continue using the Z-Packs pack. And let me, I guess, go over here to the next, I'll try to do it like major items in order of importance. So this right here is my bear canister. So this is the brand is a Barricade bear canister, and it's their Expedition model. So this is the largest size that they offer, which is 14.5 inches tall. I originally was not planning to bring a bear canister. I was originally planning to just do what I think the majority of hikers do, which is bring a lightweight bag and just hang it from a tree using the bear bag method. And so I got some food bags from Hilltop Packs, and then last week I was just practicing the bear bag method, and I realized that I just don't really like it all that much. Partly because I'm with Riley, who's right over there. I'm expecting that I'll be generally carrying a lot of food on the hike, and that's gonna weigh a lot. And when I was just practicing with the bear bag method, I just felt like it was pretty difficult to pull the pull the bag containing 13 to 15 pounds of food high into a tree. And I just felt like bringing a bear canister instead and saving the hassle of needing to hang the bear bag every night would be worth it for me, in terms of just the ease at night of, you know, not having to carry not having to hang the bag. So this barricade canister is probably my most expensive item here. This is, I kind of splurged on this. So the reason this is so expensive is because it's made of a lightweight carbon fiber. And so this actually cost me $424. And the reason it's so pricey is because it's just the lightest possible material that I'm aware of that you can make this canister out of. The other reason I wanted to get this canister is that of the various canisters that I researched, this has the largest capacity. So at 14.5 inches tall, it can hold 900 cubic inches of food space, which corresponds to, I believe, 14.5 liters. And given that I'm carrying food for myself and Riley, I wanted the flexibility to carry, to basically do large food carries in case we need to hike slower or we have trouble getting a resupply. So that's my canister. Coming down here, this is my tent system. So this is the Outdoor Vitals 40th one-person tent, and these are the stakes. This tent, this is also a new purchase. It cost about $200, and I was when I was thinking of getting a new tent, I was considering, or I guess I was debating between this tent and also the Durston X-Mid, which is a very popular tent. And I just decided to go with this tent because it is a little bit lighter than the Durston tent, and I believe it packs up a little bit smaller as well. And so I was, those are two factors that were important to me, and given the price that this is actually a little bit cheaper than the Durston tent, I felt confident that this would make a lot of sense. And I think I'll do another video maybe when I get on trail, showing how I set this up. I've practiced with it a few times, and I feel like I'm happy with the setup. So that gives me confidence for starting the trail in a couple days. And right here, so in order of importance, this is my sleeping bag. So this is so Riley is barking here. Just hear some noises. Yeah, so this is my sleeping bag. I've had this for several years. It's a Western Mountaineering brand, and I believe it's rated at 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So this isn't something I would bring if it was super cold out in the winter. Riley. Okay. Yeah, so this isn't something I would bring out if it was super cold out in the winter, but given that we're starting in early May, I think this will be fine. I do have a warmer bag that's rated for 10 degrees, which I may, as we get past the summer and we're hiking into fall and getting further north, I may decide to switch out to the 10-degree bag. But the reason I want to start with this bag is that it's a full pound lighter than the 10-degree bag, and it's also less than half the size, so it takes up a lot less space in my pack. And then to complement this, I also have this this silk liner, which I can get inside and put it inside the sleeping bag, and it on cold nights it noticeably adds a good amount of warmth. Riley, what do you see? I don't hear anything, Riley. I think he hears some dogs barking in the surrounding neighborhoods. So, all right, so let's continue on here. So that's a silk liner, and then this right here is a pillow from Outdoor Vitals. That they give out free pillows. If maybe you haven't seen it, but there's lots of Outdoor Vitals YouTube commercials where they offer free pillows, and you can just click on the link and they'll send you a free pillow. So this is an inflatable pillow, just weighs a couple ounces, and I really like sleeping with or using the pillow in the tent at night. It just makes for a much more comfortable night's sleep. This right here is an ultralight foam pad that I'm gonna be using as my bed, or our bed for myself and Riley. I got this from Gossamer Gear several years ago, and it's not quite as effective as the more popular eggshell style foam pads, just because it's thinner, and so it's not as effective as blunting the feel of like rocks or sticks. I do have an eggshell foam pad, but it weighs about close to a pound, whereas this just weighs a few ounces. So I figured I would give this a try and see if I'm comfortable using it for the rest of the trail. If I am, then great. It has the advantage that it's super lightweight. But if I want to go back to the eggshell pad to get a little more padding, I can certainly do that at some point just by switching it out. I would just have to work through the logistics of, getting my family to send, to mail the foam pad to me, or I'm sorry, the eggshell foam pad to me. Okay, so what else do I have here? So this right here is my ground sheet for my tent. So Outdoor Vitals, they do sell a separate ground sheet, but it's not required. Like the tent is designed to be strong enough to be set up without a ground sheet. This is just a piece of Tyvek that I've used on previous hikes, and I just cut it down to the dimensions of the tent, and I think that'll work just fine. So that the dimensions of the tent are 88 inches long by 28 inches wide, and yeah, I think this will work fine. And let's move over to, I guess we can just continue going. Let's move into the clothing section here. So this is my puffy jacket. So this is really comfortable. It does a really good job of keeping me warm, and if I get cold at night, then I'm comfortable that I can put this on and it'll do a good job of warming me up. And if I don't get cold at night, then I can put it down on the floor of the tent, and Riley can use it as just some additional padding to get a little more cushion so he can feel comfortable at night. This right here is a a warm jacket for Riley. So I got it from this company called Nonstop Dogwear, which is based in Norway. And they have a pretty extensive line of dog jackets. This particular jacket is called the Blessed jacket, and it's one of their warmest jackets. It's not the warmest, but for the warmth that it provides, it is, I think, the lightest weight jacket that they offer. So I figured this was a good compromise between warmth and also just being very lightweight and very packable. I can just fold it up and it takes up very little space in the pack. So if Riley needs some additional warmth at night on cold nights, I think this will hopefully satisfy his needs. And if he needs anything extra, I can certainly help him use my puffy. But I think he'll be fine. He doesn't get cold super easily, but yeah, so I think he'll be fine, but we'll just play it by ear and take it day by day. This right here, this is just a long sleeve base layer for myself. So just a long sleeve shirt, and I figure I can change into that as sleeping clothes at night to get out of my hiking clothes. This right here is just an extra pair of underwear for myself. So this is a Ex Officio brand underwear, which is quick drying and meant to, just meant to dry quickly and not retain moisture. So it's good for using on hikes. This right here is just a single gaiter. I think I actually picked this up on one of my previous hikes in a hiker box, and I'm pretty sure I got two when I got it, but I seem to have lost the second one. So I'm just going to take this one for now and make use of it. It's super lightweight, just weighs like an ounce or so. And if I find another gaiter in a hiker box, then I can add that on to my second foot. So if you're not familiar with what a gaiter is, this just goes like over your sock but under your shoe. Well, like over your sock but under the inside of your shoe, and it helps to prevent I'm sorry, so it goes basically over the outside of your shoe, but just part way down, so it helps to prevent like rocks and debris and sand and dirt from getting inside your shoe, which helps to minimize the risk of blisters. Okay, so this right here is my bug net, which I like to wear over my head whenever there's annoying bugs around. Sorry. Okay, so what else do we have? So we have some electronics down here, so I'll just briefly go over these. So here, this is my Kindle. I've got several books that I've downloaded from the online library that I'm looking forward to reading. This right here is my power bank. This is a 50,000 milliamp power bank that I've had for several years, and it'll hopefully be useful for charging my various devices, including my GoPro, my Kindle, and my phone. This right here is a little adapter, which I'm primarily using to transfer videos from my GoPro to my phone. So basically, this middle port is a USB-C port, and the middle port goes into my phone. The port on the right here is a USB-C port, which goes into the GoPro, and that's how I can transfer videos to my phone so I can edit them and then upload them to YouTube once I get access to Wi-Fi. I'm bringing a couple wall chargers so I can charge my devices. These items right here, these are the batteries which go into my GoPro. So these are called Enduro batteries, which are supposed to last longer than the standard GoPro battery. So currently I have one battery in my GoPro, and these are 2 spares, so I'll have a total of 3 batteries that I can use. This right here is my Black Diamond headlamp, which I've had for several years. It's just one that uses 4 AAA batteries, and it's got a pretty long battery life. So basically what I'll do is I'll just continue to use it until I notice that it starts dimming, and then I'll try to hike less, you know, at night when I actually need to use it, and I'll just look to replace the batteries at that point. Then I just have an array of cords here. So this right here is the USB. This is a USB to USB-C port, which I'll be using to actually charge my GoPro. Yeah, so the USB-C port plugs into my GoPro, and then the USB port plugs into one of these wall connectors. This right here is my iPhone cord, so the lightning adapter right here goes to my iPhone, and then this end goes into the wall charger. And then this right here is my cord to charge my Kindle. Don't actually know the name of this, I just know that I use it to charge my Kindle. And then let's move on to the top here. So I have a smart water bottle and this is not exactly the same as a smart water bottle, even though it looks very similar. I noticed that the cap doesn't exactly connect very cleanly to the Sawyer squeeze, whereas with the actual smart water bottle, this connects in perfectly to the Sawyer squeeze. But yeah, so I'll be using these for water. I have my sport gear and got my AT guide. This is the AT guide that I have used on my previous AT hikes. So I got it in 2017, and then I reused it in 2018 for my thru hike, and I've kept it. It's in pretty good condition. I know it's a little out of date now in terms of the various like businesses in various towns, but the actual trail information should be still mostly accurate. And I figure I can at least start with this AT guide, and if I see a you know, in a hiker box that someone has left a more recent AT guide, I can possibly pick that up and start using it. But I think that this older one will be perfectly fine for my needs. So in addition to this, I've also downloaded or I purchased the AT section, the entire AT trail for the Far Out app, so I'll be able to use that as well for navigational purposes. Right here, I have a pair of fingernail clippers on the right, and on the left, I have, this is actually a can opener. It's really cool can opener, super lightweight, and it just gives me the flexibility that if I'm in a town and I'm in a grocery store and I just want to get something simple to eat, like a can of beans, oftentimes I've noticed on previous hikes that the cans don't, you actually need a can opener to open it. It doesn't have that easy mechanism where you can just use your hand to open it. So this will give me the flexibility to be able to open any can that I come across without any difficulties. And this literally weighs, I think, less than 1/10 of an ounce. So it's a no-brainer to bring it along. This right here is just some Tenacious gear repair tape. So if I get any snags in my tent or my puffy jacket, this is something that I can use to easily you know, deal with that issue and prevent it from spreading to a larger issue. And then up top here, I have various creams and kind of first aid stuff. Not really first aid stuff, but let me just go one by one. So, hello, Riley. So yeah, as you can see, the light is quickly dimming here. It's probably about 8:30 at night right now. Riley hears other dogs barking, so he's saying hello. So, all right, so let me just wrap this up here. So this right here is a jar of Musher's Secret, which is meant to be a paw wax so it says Musher's Secret Dog Paw Wax. And I don't have much experience using this, but I've seen it recommended on, by other hikers that have had dogs. And basically it helps to, if you wipe it on their paws, it helps to create a protective seal, just to keep their paws nice and healthy and a little more protected from all the rough treatment that they're going to experience when they're going through lots of rocks. So yeah, so I figured it'd be good to bring this. This is a full 16-ounce container, so it's a little heavy, but I figure I'll just use it up as we go along, and it'll slowly get lighter. Also bringing this jar of, this is the just generic Vaseline, which I'll use on my feet if I start having foot problems. This right here is just some dry powder that I've saved up from a previous hike. Super helpful to put this on any areas that get sweaty to prevent rashes from forming. I can put it on my feet or just any other areas that get sweaty. This right here is an antifungal cream. So this is this is just meant to cure jock itch if that ever starts to become an issue. And then wrapping this up here, so I just have toothpaste here, so my toothbrush and toothpaste. And then I also have so Riley's toothpaste and toothbrush. So I'm gonna try to, not necessarily every day, but on a somewhat regular basis, brush Riley's teeth. And so I'm bringing that along as well. And I have one carabiner. Not really sure of a specific need for this, because the leash that Riley has, it does have a loop built into it, so I can always just loop it around a tree and through the loop, so I can easily secure Riley to the tree without needing a carabiner. But this is very lightweight, and I figure it could come in handy, so I'm bringing this along. And then this is my Sawyer squeeze. So this is what I'm going to be using to filter water. So I can basically just fill up my smart water bottle with water, screw the Sawyer squeeze on, and then I can either drink directly from the spout, or I can kind of pour it into another container and squeeze it into the other container. So that's everything. This is Riley again, and like I said, Riley and I are going to be driving down tomorrow to Amicalola Falls State Park, and we should be able to be starting on our hike on Thursday. So thank you for watching the gear review here. I hope you're all doing well, and let me know any feedback as Riley and I get started with the hike, of anything that you have a particular interest in seeing, or just any comments. I'd look forward to interacting with all of you who may be interested. So take care. Bye for now.